I'm sure for many of you, maybe, your Sunday night ritual includes watching our SwitchUp sales video. For me, it is sitting in this small little broom cupboard sized room making it, and I really enjoy it. Thanks to all of you that have subscribed to the channel, we really do appreciate it. Remember, if you want to buy eShop voucher card things, you can buy them on our website, switchup.gg. As always, we'll be giving away another free game with this video. Check out the top comment for the winner from last week. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed, do a funny dance, and leave a comment. One of those three wasn't a real thing, but you can do it if you want. As always, we'll pick out 10 good games and 2 rubbish ones. What's on sale? Well, let's find out. First up then, we recently reviewed the Crysis Remastered trilogy, the second and third games, and the first game is on sale at the moment. Now, a reason it's a very good time to pick this up is if you own the first game, then you get a percentage off the second and third titles. All 3 of the games include motion controls. They look great on the Nintendo Switch. These are first-person sandbox shooters. Honestly, I'd say the first is actually the weakest of the 3 in terms of its overall quality and performance, but it still is running very well and more than good enough to be recommended in this list. It's around about 12 hours to finish. It's 50% off until November the 23rd, and it has a nice, well, reasonable download size of 7.4 gigs. Now, my kids have asked for a copy of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl for Christmas, and here in the UK at the moment there's a lovely little 20% discount at shop2.net, so you can get either of the games for £39.85. With the reported shortages we're going to have here in the UK, it might be worth just picking these up. Now, we're hoping to bring you a review of this next week, but my 2 don't give a monkeys about what we score the game. They want their Christmas presents, and fair play to them. I know the digital version will have a 9.7GB download, and it will release on the 19th. Now, the actual kids pick this week goes to Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. It's a ridiculously low price at the moment. I think it's its lowest ever. It's 75% off, taking it down to £8.74, and that goes on until December the 2nd. It comes from FDG Entertainment, and as you'd expect from the Monster Boy series, has 6 different forms that you can change into. A really nice soundtrack. It looks great and runs great on the Switch as well. This is 60 FPS, and if you've got a Switch OLED, it just pops on that screen with its bright, vibrant colours. It's lovely. It also has HD Rumble support, which is a nice touch, and we don't see it enough. It's a 5.6GB download and a decent length at around about 18 hours. Sorry, I couldn't say a decent length without chuckling. Right, let's move on. Then we've got the brilliant Sea of Solitude, the director's cut, which we reviewed on the channel, and which I'll pop a link to in the top comment. It's a puzzle adventure set on the seas where you navigate a small boat, but for the 2019 director's cut, they actually rewrote the script and added in new voice cast actors. This is essentially the definitive version, but actually done right. It's a lovely adventure. It plays on the emotions of the main character, and each of the stages essentially focuses on her fears, what's led to her becoming this person, and how to overcome that. It's a really nice game, and it's actually quite emotional. It's had a couple of patches since it launched, and it's well worth checking out for fans of this genre. It's 1.6GB, comes from the very famous Quantic Dream publisher, but was actually developed by Joe May. That sale goes on until the 18th of November. That we've got a review of on the channel, and that's nice to recommend actually. It's something a bit different. It's the new Switch RPG Maker game. There's tons of tools, and it's really easy to use to create your own RPG adventures. You can do huge epic open world adventures if that's the way you choose, and some people have made some great things on here. Now, what's nice is you can actually get the free player, so if you want to try out some of the creations that people have already made to see if it's worth your time, you can get that completely free on the eShop. You might not have considered it, but it's very compelling once you get going. Even working to create create your own version of games that we haven't had on Switch that you really enjoyed. Things like Breath of Fire, with Breath of Fire 3 being, man, what a game. It carries a 4.3 gigabyte download, and that sale goes on until November the 14th. Another one that we've reviewed on the channel, and one that's going to be for fans of adventure games of old, things like point and clicks from back in the day, and that's Flippin' Death. It's currently 80% off, so it's its cheapest ever price, and it received critical acclaim across the board, including from us. You can essentially move between the living world and the dead, and you can possess the living creatures, controlling their bodies and minds to solve the puzzles. It's got a really nice story to tell this, and it's not stupidly long. You're looking at around about 6 or 7 hours, so for that price, definitely an easy pickup. And if you find yourself enjoying it, then consider maybe grabbing Stick It to the Man from the same developer, and is also on sale for £2.19. Alright, next up then, and one that I absolutely loved when I reviewed it originally, but it did have some performance quirks that I didn't enjoy, and it's My Time at Portia. In classic farming game 101, you have to restore your father's neglected workshop, and you can grow your own crops, build your own machines, raise animals, and the town of Portia has its own calendar of events that take place. There's a number of DLCs for this which are also reduced in price, but it has seen some performance updates, at least since launch. It's still not perfect. The initial load time's a bit too long. The transition load time between going into your house and coming out again, for me, is a little bit too long. But in terms of content and what you can do, and just the overall atmosphere of this game, I really enjoyed it, and I think it's a good one for fans of things like Animal Crossing. You're looking at around about 100 hours of gameplay if you want to find and do everything. And that 75% sale goes on until November the 11th. Alright, before I talk about this next one, let's have a little bit of fun. Now, I know that Glen's not going to be watching this segment, and I think in his last review, he got a ludicrous number of likes, and was obviously very pleased with himself. So if you're up for a bit of a laugh, hit the like button. I want it to go to an obscene number, and for him to wonder exactly what on earth has gone down. Now, Glen, if you are listening, it's just a bit of fun, mate. All's fair in love and likes. I should probably talk about the game, and it's Immortals Fenyx Rising. This is currently 60% off. That matches its lowest ever price, and you can also buy it physically for the same kind of discount, which is brilliant. This one split people, because I think some people were triggered by how much they clearly took influence from Breath of the Wild. Patches have improved performance, and it's an absolute win in handheld mode on the Switch OLED. It is a chunky 16.4 gigabyte download though, so that's worth bearing in mind. Alright, don't give the game away to Glen in the comments. Then we've got Assassin's Creed. It's the Rebel Collection, aka the best one on Switch, and it includes the fourth game as well as Rogue. Now, I love the fourth game because of the sea shanties, spending your time on the sea, and just chilling out. I liked improving the Jackdaw, which is the ship that you have within it, and it includes some nice quality of life improvements like having gyro aiming. Now, again, another one that's big. It's 19 gigs to download, but fair play. Things like HD Rumble, touchscreen interface, and that gyro are nice to see, and should, in my opinion, be on most ports. Finally then, we have the Hidden Gem of the Week, and a title I don't think many of you have played. I'm not sure, you'll have to let me know. It's called Filament. I saw this at 65% off, which is £5.24 here in the UK, and thought, yeah, that looks alright. It comes from developer Beard Envy, which is probably the almost awesome name I've ever heard, and is set on an abandoned spaceship with a missing crew, and you have to solve different puzzles and do different tasks to uncover what's happened. The ship is called the Alabaster, and the Filament is actually a corporation, but you play as Juniper. It's a really cool game this, the puzzles are very well designed, and it gets our hidden gem spot for the week. It's a 1.6 gigabyte download, and that sale goes on until November the 30th. Let's look at two games you should avoid because they're rubbish. First up then, and with the Caligula Effect 2 just being reviewed on this channel and getting a reasonably okay score, make sure not to buy the first one. It's not very good at all. And of all the games we've recently seen negatively compared to Persona, I seem to remember seeing a certain review this week, which was ay caramba. But this one genuinely can be compared, and it's inferior. It's not worth it. And last and definitely least, we have Race with Ryan Road Trip Deluxe Edition. This is on sale, and I fear that some parents may go out and purchase it, having seen it on YouTube and think this is going to be a good game. It is trash. Absolute trash. Glen did a review of this one actually, if you want a bit of a laugh, and it's testament to how popular Ryan is by how many views that video's had. And I don't want parents to go out buying their kids this for Christmas. It's a disaster. 40% off as well, so no, don't do it. Do not do it. And there's this one guy in the comments every week who's like, I just wait for the avoids and then buy them. I say to you, what is your problem? And to all parents, this is not Mario Kart. Okay, rant over. Thanks to all of you who do pop in for the Sunday evening usual. Let me know if you've picked up anything this week, and better still, if you've actually managed to complete any of your backlog. With that said, we've got some great ones coming next week, so make sure your notifications and all that jazz is switched on. Thanks to all of you, including our Patreons who support us each week. A link to that's in the top pinned comment if you want to come and check that out. For all things Switch, all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers, guys. See ya!